Keeping you fat is big business. Let me explain. I know a lady who's a member of my gym. She's been going to Slimming World for 25 years. She's paid a monthly subscription to this company for all that time. And she asked me, can you help me lose body fat? And I said to her, these companies, or the Weight Watchers and Slimming Worlds, their goal is to keep you as a customer. At the end of the day, they are trying to help you lose weight, not fat. I've been in the fitness industry for over 4.5 decades, and I've seen all of it. All these young personal trainers, they go to college and they feed them with all that nonsense about, oh, calories in, calories out. Now, I'll tell you why when you do calories in, calories out, that will keep you fat. Because when you count calories, it means you can eat whatever you want. So you get up in the morning and you jump on bagels, you jump on cereal because it meets your calorie needs. But in the process, what you're doing is actually you're eating the wrong food. You have to understand one thing. Every time you eat, your body has to decide what to do with the energy from the food. Now, this is why you're fat. Let me explain. When you're eating, your body's saying, right, what do I do with the energy? That's how our bodies have evolved to be. When you're eating, it says, right, I'm going to either store the energy for this person to use straight away, or I'm going to store the energy for this person to use at difficult times when there's no food. So when that decision is made, the right hormones are released. Hypothalamus is a little thing that sits at the top of your brainstem, and its job is to regulate. It's a master regulator. It's one that tells which hormones what to do, how much of these hormones to release. When you eat, straight away, your hypothalamus triggers your pancreas and says, guys, we got energy to store. And the pancreas' job is release insulin. Now, insulin is what stores the energy for you. Now, the hypothalamus will decide where the energy is going to be stored. It will either be stored for you to access straight away, or it will be stored for you to use when there's no food. If you're on a fat loss journey and you're eating the foods that are telling your body to store energy for a famine, it doesn't matter how much weight you lose. You lose all that weight and you put it back on, because you're not just eating for calories, you're eating for nutrients. So when you're eating, there are 3 things you've got to bear in mind: the nutritional value of the food that you're eating, the calories, obviously, and then how the food affects your hormones. When insulin is released very quickly, triggered by the type of food that you've eaten, like sugar especially, straight away, that energy is going to be stored for a rainy day. And as soon as your body makes a decision to store that energy for a rainy day, it doesn't want to spend it. That's why you're constantly tired. It's not your fault. That's why you're constantly hungry as well. That's the wrong thing to do. Hey, if you're serious about losing fat and building muscle, join my community, Abu Crew. You get access to live coaching from me, in-depth video modules, and more. Thousands have joined and transformed their lives. Click the link in the description and join today. I'll see you inside. Now back to the video. The first law of thermodynamics makes perfect sense, but you're a human being. You're not governed by the laws of thermodynamics. Energy expenditure, of course, makes perfect sense, but you're not a train, you're not a robot. You're a human being. And we are governed by hormones. For instance, you can just encounter an ex and get stressed out. Your calorie needs for that day can change. You can be told off by your boss and your calorie needs will change for the day. Why? Because as soon as you're stressed, you go into the fight or flight mode. Your sympathetic nervous system kicks in, adrenaline level goes up, cortisol level goes up, insulin level goes up. Your body is thinking this person is going to need energy because they're stressed. In the wild, we'll be stressed, chased by a lion. A lot of energy is released. The laws of thermodynamics is nowhere near there now. Now it's all about survival when you're under stress. We're supposed to overcome big stress like falling off a cliff, being chased by another animal and stuff like that. But now we got little bits of stress all day long. When you eat the wrong food, it doesn't matter how much of it you eat, it will not be enough because your body is being told, right, let's store energy for a rainy day. It is important to say to yourself, I want to get rid of this body fat for good, because most of these companies, it's a business, it's a vicious circle. You're on a hamster wheel. You lose the weight for summer, go on holiday, put it back on again, you come back, and then Christmas, you put it back on. So it's a vicious circle. You never come off. Why? It's because you're not being educated properly. It's important to realize that the reason why you're storing body fat, and I'll say it over and over again because I want you to understand that, is because you're eating the wrong food. The foods that are telling you to store energy for a rainy day. For a period of time, I want you to eat foods that release energy for you to access immediately. When that happens, you find that you'll have tons of energy. You will never feel hungry. You will never feel tired. And the weight will just fall off you. I don't like it when somebody says, oh, you got to have moderation. This moderation in the food industry, it was adopted by the food industry just to sell us ultra-processed foods. They say, oh, it's got to be in moderation. Everything's moderation. There's no need to use poison or eat poison in moderation. I have got a bagel here that I bought about a year ago. It's been intact for a long time. It doesn't go mold, it doesn't go off. These are forever foods. A lot of them contain forever chemicals that your gut bacteria doesn't break down. So if you're trying to lose body fat, please understand about nutrition. They are lying to you about the calories in, calories out. That may make sense. You may lose the weight, but you put it back on again. And when you put it back on, sometimes and more, and then you become distraught because you think that it's because you got no willpower, and then people who are skinny call you lazy. It's none of those. I'm telling you this. If you're carrying excess body fat, it isn't your fault. They'll tell you, oh no, I could have stopped myself. Listen, when you eat that kind of food, you cannot stop yourself. It's all about the control of insulin. As soon as you eat those foods that are telling your body to store energy for a rainy day, your insulin level goes up, your blood sugar level goes up. And when your insulin level is up, your body will constantly ask you for more food. And the more you eat and the more fat you put on, then eventually you find that you got fat around your vital organs. So if you want to lose body fat, please just change your lifestyle. Change the foods that you're putting in your mouth daily. If you've reached the end of this video, it means you're serious about your health and fitness. If you didn't know, I've got a private community where I do live coaching, in-depth video modules, and other resources. Click the link in the description to check it out and join thousands of others who've benefited. See you there.